right. Yes. All right. All right.
Perfect.
So, yes, Lawrence.
Yes.
Got questions for you, man.
I got answers for you.
Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, I'm gonna do 5 with you. Then I'm gonna rotate. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Number 1, Lawrence. What is HBCC?
Home value evaluation code of conduct.
Yeah, say it one more time. It was breaking up a little bit.
Home value evaluation code of conduct.
Home valuation code of conduct is what you said, right?
That home value, yeah. Home value.
I think you said home value valuation, but it's just HVCC.
Oh, home valuation code of conduct.
Home valuation code of conduct. That's right. HVCC. What is the HVCC? What is the home value code of conduct?
It's basically stating that the mortgage loan originator can't choose the appraiser for the borrower.
Wait, hold on one moment. If you're not talking, please put yourself on mute because I think we're getting background music. Or is that you, Lawrence?
That's me. I'm sorry. I'm at a coffee shop. Okay, hold on.
You're in a coffee shop, right?
Can you hear me better? Is this better?
We can kind of hear chatter in the back. Okay, I think that's better. Okay. All right, Lawrence. All right, say it one more time. What is the HBCC?
It's the home valuation code of conduct, and it is used where the mortgage loan originator can't choose the appraiser for the borrower.
Very good. Right? Very good. Yes, right. It prevents a mortgage broker from choosing the appraiser for loans. Yes, very good. Very good. All right. Who is the grantor?
Isn't the grantor the owner?
Right, the owner of the property. Excellent. What is simultaneous issue?
I don't know that one.
Okay, hey guys, if you know the answer, raise your hand. If you know the answer. What is simultaneous issue? All right, simultaneneous issue is issuing both the homeowners and the lender's title policy at the same time.
Okay.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. All right, Lawrence, what does TRID not apply to?
It doesn't apply to all cash sales.
Right.
Mobile homes on vacant land.
Wait. Mobile homes on, oh, no. Okay. Mobile homes regarding what?
On vacant land.
Oh, I see. Is that another? Okay, I never heard it said that way. Okay, so I guess the same thing as mobile homes not secured by real estate.
Oh yeah, well that's what Rocky told us. So
mobile homes. Wait, hold on. Mobile homes on vacant land.
Not secure. So it's basically secured, not secured by vacant land. So same thing, secured by real estate.
Okay, okay, but I think that way can kind of confuse people. I think it's easier to understand and just say, hey, it doesn't apply to mobile homes not secured by real estate.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you said all cash sales, mobile homes not secured by real estate. What else?
Reverse mortgages.
Right.
HELOCs.
Right. Very good. All right. Very good. Awesome. All right. Who enforces FACRA?
Isn't that the FTC?
Yes, FTC. And with that, guys, so you know how we need to know, several of these things, right? Who enforces what? So let's quickly go through some of these. All right, so Lauren, yes, FACRA is enforced by FTC. Okay, excellent. Right now, what about Lawrence? What about ECOA?
CFPB.
ECOA. CFPB. Excellent. What about TILA?
So TILA, isn't that the Federal Reserve Board?
Whoa. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing about TILA. Okay, it's a different question if I'm saying who enforces TILA. And that's different than saying who
implemented?
Who implemented TILA?
Oh, CFPB.
So who enforces TILA?
Federal Reserve Board.
No. Who enforces TILA?
CFPB.
CFPB. Okay. Right. Who enforces TILA is CFPB. But who implemented TILA
The Federal Reserve Board.
Federal Reserve Board.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. Okay, guys, a very, very, very key distinction. Okay. These are what we're doing right now is who enforces.
Okay.
So now, what about this, Lawrence? RESPA. Who enforces RESPA?
CFPB.
Right. Okay. This is from Jen's cheat sheet. And when she's talking about enforcement, you know, so like all these others, these three are enforced by the CFPB, but FCRA, FCRA, right? The Fair Credit Reporting Act is enforced by the FTC, right? All right.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing, real quick. Let's go through about like who implemented it. So here's the thing, Lawrence, who implemented the? Or okay, I'll play it this way because this is how Jen says it. Who created the DNC?
Is it FTC and FCC?
Right. FTC plus FTC. Right. Very good. Now, who implemented TILA?
Who implemented TILA?
Right.
Isn't that the? So I'm. That's not. Is that the Federal Reserve Board?
Federal Reserve Board.
Okay.
Federal Reserve Board. Right. All right. And then who implemented HMDA?
Who implemented HMDA? Is that so is that that's not the CFPB, right?
No.
The HMDA? I always forget the one for HMDA.
Okay, so it's the same for TILA.
Oh, Federal Reserve Board? Okay.
Federal Reserve Board implemented HMDA. All right. And then what about this? Who created the red flag rules?
The red flag rules?
Yeah.
When isn't that FACTA?
Oh, there's two of them. There's two of them.
Oh, FTC and FCC.
Wait, say it again?
It's FTC, right?
Okay, FTC is one of them, and who's the other one?
Is it FCC or no?
No.
Oh, because that's more telecommunications.
Here's the thing: the red flag rules relate to identity theft. And what's the mortgage law that deals a lot with identity theft? FACTA.
Yeah.
And so the red flag rules was created by the FTC and also FACTA.
I did say FACTA. I said FACTA. I did say
FACTA. I
FACTA.
guess I couldn't hear you. My bad.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So FTC and FACTA. But remember, the DNC was created by the FCC and the FTC.
Yeah, because they deal with telecommunications and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but now keep in mind, this stuff, like on Jen's cheat sheet, this stuff is about like implemented / created, right? Is what she was talking about on this one, right? But on this other one, she's talking about enforcement.
And guys, just let you know, all this that he's talking about right now, I'm gonna take some screenshots from Jen cheat sheet and I will post it in the chat box, so you'll have that information as well, just in case you don't have Jen's cheat sheet.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have it, let me know too.
Yeah. Jen's cheat sheet. Yes.
Okay.
Now, let's see. All right. So, Lawrence, when do you give the initial escrow statement?
Prior to consummation or 45 days after.
Whoa. You said prior is usually given at the consummation.
No,
right?
it's
at
no,
the closing. It's usually given at the closing, and if it's not given at the closing,
listen, I've done my Zoom meeting. I'll call you back, okay? All right, thanks. Bye.
Right? The initial escrow statement, it's the hello letter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's usually given at settlement, but lender has 45
Oh yeah.
to deliver.
Yeah, you're right. It is at consummation and then after 45 days after.
Or
not and I know, or you can give it 45 days after.
Right. Okay. Or and I mean, just to be real technical, or you can give it within 45 days.
5 days after. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
I haven't had my coffee yet.
I want to be very clear because I don't want anybody to get confused on any of this stuff, right? Okay,
No, I'm gonna post all this stuff in the chat too, so that no one get confused on it, so they see it, you know.
Okay, yeah. So the initial escrow statement, it's also called what? Well, what's the nickname for the initial?
Hello letter.
The hello letter. Yes, it's usually given at the closing, or in other words, at the settlement, right? Or if it's not given at settlement, the lender has
45 days. Within 45 days.
Yeah, it has within 45 days to deliver the escrow statement. Yes, very good, very good. Now, let's go to all right, so let me see. I'm just like going on people on my screen. All right, Saren, if you're available to talk, what does RESPA cover?
RESPA covers
Is what type of property does RESPA cover is what I'm talking about.
property you're talking about, or the
What type of property? If you know it, guys, raise your hand. Okay, I mean like on okay, I saw Diane. Diane, what type of property?
1 to 4 units.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember.
Owner occupied.
Right, okay, 1 to 4 unit owner occupied property. Another way of saying it is 1 to 4 unit residential property.
Residential.
Right, you have to live in the property, right? You know what I'm saying? 1 to 4 unit residential property. Okay, so Saren, what about who created the CFPB?
Who, like me, implemented, right?
Well, who created it? And it's
Which
2
one?
organizations.
DNC, you said, right?
No, I'm sorry. I said the CFPB.
Oh, Dodd-Frank Act.
That's right. The Dodd-Frank Act.
And then CFPS, something like that.
Well, the CFPA, right?
Oh,
CFPA.
PA, yes.
Consumer Finance Protection.
Financial Protection Act.
Okay, so the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, was created by the Dodd-Frank Act and the Consumer Finance Protection Act. Those 2 organizations created the CFPB. Very good. So Saren, who created the SAFE Act?
Who created the SAFE Act? HERA?
That's right. And HERA stands for?
Home.
No, not home.
Hold on, HERA.
Close.
Housing and Economic Recovery Act 2008.
Of 2008. Yes, very good. Okay, so just to repeat that, very good. It's the SAFE Act, you know, was created by the Housing
HERA.
Economic Recovery Act of 2008. Right, HERA. Very good. All right, Saren. Okay, I got a hard one now. I got a hard one for you now. Okay, here it is. What is exculpatory clause? Exculpatory clause.
My dog is barking. What was it again?
What is exculpatory? What is an exculpatory clause?
I don't know that one.
I do. I can help her.
It's a vocabulary word. It's in the 800 facts because Rocky talks about it. Exculpatory clause. Let's see. All right. I know that Lawrence.
You know, I didn't know that one, right?
Okay, Lauren. Okay, Lauren. I see your hand up, Lawrence. Yes. What's exculpatory clause?
All right. So let me see if I get this right. Isn't it? Let me lower this up. Isn't it where the lender could increase the interest rate for other?
No.
Yeah, that's
I think nobody knows it.
Can I say?
That's exculpatory clause.
Can I say?
No. Okay. So, how do you pronounce your name? Sashi?
Yes, Suchi.
Sushi. Okay, Sushi. What is exculpatory clause?
So basically, it prevents lenders from requesting deficiency judgment from the borrower.
Yeah.
Hold on. Then what was I thinking of? That's exculpatory clause.
No. I think you're thinking about escalation clause.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's different. Escalation clause, alienation clause, all that is different. Acceleration clause, all that's different. We're talking about exculpatory clause. And yes, Sashi is correct. So just to repeat for everyone, okay? the mortgage exculpatory clause, and this is how you spell it, exculpatory clause, right? All right, the exculpatory clause, it prevents the lender from requesting a deficiency judgment against the borrower when the proceeds of the foreclosure are insufficient to pay off the mortgage lien.
Mortgage liens. Yeah.
Okay.
Which fact is that?
What's that?
On the 800, which fact is that?
Okay, yeah, okay. So I don't have the fact number, and Lawrence
Okay.
mentioned I should put the fax numbers down. Here's an easy way to find the fax number, guys. You got the PDF, you got the 800 fax PDF file, right? Because you bought the Affinity course. It's in the Affinity course. Download the PDF, and then when you go into the PDF, use the search feature, and you can put in a keyword, and it'll come up. So go into the PDF, put in exculpatory in the search, and then it will come up. All right.
Hey, and I'll do you guys this favor. Every time he talks about a fact, I'm going to put the fact number in the chat box. So if you want to know what the fact is, it's going to be right there for you guys. So you'll have that fact on your. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
No
you.
problem. No
All
problem.
right. So that is what the exculpatory clause is. Now, who was I on? Who was I asking? Saren?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Saren. Okay. One more for you before I
Okay,
rotate around.
sure.
What is alienation clause?
Alienation clause is if you sell the property.
Whoa.
Like
Not
if you-
really selling the property, but you are like, transferring the loan, right?
You're transferring the loan,
Right.
pay the balance, paid in full.
Okay. So
Yeah, put it together.
You're going. I see you got it. Okay, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, I got it, but I can explain it.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is, guys. Yeah. The mortgage alienation clause is a provision in a mortgage enabling a lender to demand full payment if the borrower transfers the loan. Alienation clause. So if the borrower transfers the loan to someone else, then the lender has the right to demand full payment of the loan right away. And here's a way to think of it, right? It's called alienation clause. Think of it as like if the borrower is transferring the loan to an alien, like to a stranger, to someone that's not really like connected to the lender, right? You know what I'm saying? If the borrower transfers the loan to somebody else, to an alien, then the alienation clause gives the lender the right to demand full payment. All right. So very good. Now, so that's alienation clause. But now, what is acceleration clause? Acceleration clause. All right. Raise your hand if you know what acceleration clause is. Okay. I see.
Can I say?
Bruce, wait, hold on. We're going around. Bruce, what's acceleration clause?
That's where it speeds up the payment. So you basically owe all of it at once. If you
Yes, and why? Why?
If you default.
Yes, acceleration clause, right? If the borrower defaults, then the lender can speed up, the process and say, hey, you have to pay this loan off right now. Yeah, very good, Bruce. Okay, so that's acceleration clause. Now, Lawrence, what is escalation clause? Escalation clause.
Oh, now I can say it. I swear, isn't an escalation clause? I don't know I forgot the exact term, but isn't it where the lender can increase the rate for other credit terms or something like that? It's other something terms. I forgot.
So wait, you got it. Like the lender can increase the interest rate for certain purposes, you know what I'm saying?
Certain.
It says under certain conditions,
certain conditions.
Increase the interest rate. That's the escalation clause. Okay. All right. So awesome. All right. So now here's the thing. Let me keep going around. All right, Pamela, what is dual tracking? Dual tracking. If you don't know, you can just say I'm not sure, and then I'll read it to you. All right. Dual tracking.
I'm not sure.
I was breaking up. You were breaking up.
I'm not sure.
Okay, here's the thing. Dual tracking. RESPA Section 6 prohibits dual tracking. Now, dual tracking is when, like, is continuing to seek foreclosure actions while the borrower is being considered for other workout options, right? So it's kind of like being sneaky in a way, right? You can't, there's no dual tracking. So like if the borrower is in the process of like doing workout options, the lender can't, you know, at the same time pursue foreclosure. You know what I'm saying? While the borrower is pursuing workout options. All right. So you can't, there's no dual tracking. You can't do dual tracking. All right. Now, Pamela, here's another hard one. What is builder bailout scheme? It's a vocabulary thing. All right. So I'll give it to you. A builder bailout scheme can occur when a builder or developer experiences difficulty selling his inventory and resorts to using fraudulent means to unload properties, okay? So a builder bailout scheme is basically the builder, you know, has a lot of inventory and then, you know, engages in fraud to sell off inventory, all right? Builder bailout scheme, right? It's in the 800 facts. Builder bailout scheme. All right, Bruce, what is warehouse funding? Warehouse funding.
That's where the funds come from for certain types of loans, I think.
The funds come, okay, so warehouse funding, it occurs when a lender obtains funds for closing from a line of credit extended by a commercial bank.
Okay.
All right, so when you think about warehouse funding, now here's a trick, right? Like one way to think about it, I think of it this way. Warehouse funding, I think commercial bank, right? Warehouse funding, I think commercial bank. Like a warehouse is a big, you know, has a lot of resources, a big, you know, so warehouse funding, I'm thinking commercial bank, and I'm thinking a line of credit. So warehouse funding is when the lender obtains funds for closing from a line of credit extended by a commercial bank. Warehouse funding. All right. What is a direct investor? Direct investor. So it's just a term. All right. So direct investor funding occurs when the lender deals directly with the borrower without any middlemen. All right. So like there's no broker involved. The funding, the direct investor funding is when the lender deals directly with the borrower. All right. Raise your hand if you have any questions. All right. As we go through this, raise your hand if you have any questions. And you can raise your hand on the Zoom. All right. All right. All right. So let's see. Okay. Lawrence, what is table funding?
Okay. Dang man, I was writing facts. Okay. Isn't the table funding where the broker like funds the loan in their own name, then transfers it to the investor?
Yes, very good, very good. That's right, that's right. Table funding is a process that allows a broker to originate and close a loan under his or her own name, and then after closing, you know, the mortgage and the note are immediately assigned to an investor, right? So table funding. So I think of it this way. Think about it physically, like a broker at the table, and table funding.
Don't you asking me these questions right now?
Table funding
I will
is
let you know
where
when
the
it's
broker
time.
actually closes
Y'all
the loan.
have work to do today, don't you?
Hey, can you please mute?
Yeah, okay, somebody, we're getting a lot of feedback. If you can mute,
No, I'm talking about finishing up your,
or if you can mute, who is that? I think it's,
because I didn't have anything and I ordered it. It should be
okay.
on-
Oh, she's talking to somebody else.
Here, guy, I can mute.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
That's good. That's
Yeah, we don't want to hear. Like, go ahead.
okay, so table funding. I think of it right. A broker is at the table, and the broker is going ahead and closing, you know, the loan in his or her own name, right, at the table, and then immediately will assign that, you know, assign the mortgage and the note to an investor, right? So table funding. Okay. What is the equitable right of redemption? Who knows that? Raise your hand if you know that. What is the equitable right of redemption? Equitable right of redemption. Here it is. The equitable right of redemption allows the mortgagor in default to pay the entire balance due and keep the property from being foreclosed on. All right. So it's kind of like it's giving the equitable right of redemption. It kind of gives the borrower a last chance to go ahead and pay off the loan, you know, and to stop the foreclosure, right? All right, the equitable right of redemption. We have the right of redemption. Okay, now, next one. All right, let me go. Justine, if you want to participate, let me know what are the 6 items that make a complete application. And if you don't know, you can just say, I'm not sure, you know, that's okay.
I think it's address of the property, which can be TBD or UNK, loan amount, the income, like gross monthly, estimate of value, I think.
Estimated value,
And then name of borrower and social security of borrower.
Very good, very good. Yes, 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 yes. That's right. So loan amount, the okay, so yeah, and that's good. And you use this aliens acronym, right? Yeah, very good, very good. So guys, a great way, right, to remember what are the 6 items that make a complete application. Think about the acronym that we get from Jen's cheat sheet. Aliens. So we have address, loan amount, income, where's my other sheet? Okay, estimated value, name, and social security number. Very good, very good. Now, what are the 5? So Justine, what are the 5 C's of underwriting?
That one I haven't really memorized. I know it's like capacity to repay.
Okay, so here's how I remember the 5 C's of underwriting. I think of it like this. I think about it, okay, so I write it out, the 5 C's, right? 5 C's of underwriting. In the very middle, I put credit. I kind of always remember that at the heart of it is credit, right? So I think credit is at the very middle. And then the top 2, I think about capacity. All right, now what is like the capacity? The capacity is like your debt to income ratios, right? It's like your capacity to pay, right? And so, you know, they're looking at the debt to income ratios. They're looking at what are your other like obligations, you know, can you afford this? You know, what's your capacity to pay, right? So I think capacity, and then I think this one, I think capital. And capital is just, okay, you know, how much money do you have? How much capital do you have? All right. All right. So I start with the credit in the middle, and then the top 2, I think capacity and capital. The bottom 2, I think collateral. Okay. And that is like, you know, what's the collateral for the loan? Like what collateral do you have? You know, I guess I think of it like security, right? Security, what's the collateral? And then the bottom one is like the one that's very personal, right? Is how I think of it. And that's character, the character of the borrower. All right, so the 5 C's of underwriting: capacity, capital, credit, collateral, and character. All right, now, let's look at, let's look at these these forms, all right? So think about this. Here, let me change the color on this. Let's do, think about this. I want everybody to think about this and try to fill it in on your notes. What is the 1003? What is the 1004? What is the 10? What is the 1005? What is the 1006? What is the 1007? What is the 1008? And what is the 1009? All right. All right. Now, who has them all? Who thinks they know them all? Raise your hand. Oh, is that Mackenzie?
Yeah, I know them.
Okay, all right, Mackenzie, what is the 1003?
Yeah, so what's the 10 I may not be able to. My kids are insane.
Okay,
If you guys are fine with it.
you're good. You're good. Okay, so the 1003.
Yep. So 1003 is the Uniform Residential Loan Application. It's the URL LA. So and then you got the 1004, which is the appraisal, the Uniform Residential Appraisal Report. And then 1005 is the verification of payroll. And then the 1006 is the verification of deposits, which that I think of like your bank, your they're actually looking at your statements and all. And then 1007 is the verification of rent. And then 1008 is the transmittal summary. So that's the top sheet that goes into the underwriting. That's what is like to send it all off. And then 1009 is the reverse.
Yes, very good, very good. Reverse mortgage. Yeah. And Mackenzie, do you have a strategy for remembering what's what? Is there a particular strategy that you use?
I was using Jen's sheet was really helpful. So I just put it all on a flashcard and just started drilling just memorization, honestly, for me on that.
Okay, very good, very good. Yeah, flashcards work well. Also, I want to share with you guys some tips that some people use. Okay, so 1003 is like the foundation. It's the actual application, right? What do you call it? The Uniform Residential. What is it? The
Uniform Residential Loan Application.
The URLA.
LA,
URLA, the Uniform Residential Loan Application. Okay. So I think that's easy to memorize. That's the 1003, right? All right. So the application is the 1003. Now, after the application, I think it's kind of easy to memorize that the appraisal will come right after the application, right? So the 1004 is the appraisal, right? All right. I think you can kind of memorize those two together. 1003 is the application, 1004 is the appraisal, right? Now, the next three, I think you can memorize these as a group, the 1005, 1006, and 1007, because you can think of it this way. The 1005 is the verification of employment, and then the 1006 is the verification of deposits, and 1007 is the verification of rent. So I think of it like this. If you think about it, first, you must be paid, right? First, you must be paid before you can put it into, before you can put money into the bank. And that comes before you can pay your rent, right? So you kind of think of it in that order. First, you got to be paid, and then you put money into the bank, and then you pay your rent, right? So 1005, 1006, 1007, I think of it in that order, right? All right, and then the 1008, I think of 8 as being like a sign of completion. And so I think of 1008 as being the transmittal summary, summarizing, the top sheet, right? And in the 1009, I think of 9 as going in reverse. 9, the number 9 going in reverse. I think about reverse mortgage. All right. Any questions on that before we move on? You can raise your hand if you have any questions on that.
And guys, I'm also writing it in the chat. So I'm writing all the facts that we were going over, everything today, because I can't screenshot for some reason and send it. And then I'm also writing the 1003 and all that as well. And just let you guys know, like real quick at the end, I'm going to talk about more about it. But like, join Rocky's group. Yes. Tell me about the cheat sheet. I help Lance with all this stuff. So if you guys need anything else, you just let us know and we got you.
Yes. Lawrence is amazing. And he's very responsive too. Like you can email or he emails you back. You can send him a message. Make sure you friend request them on Facebook, all that.
Yeah,
right? Yes. All right, very good. Now, all right. So Diane, what are trust deeds? Like, are trust deeds judicial or non-judicial? Trust deeds.
They're judicial?
Or are they judicial or non-judicial? That's the question.
Oh, I'm not positive.
All right, so here's the thing. Trust deeds are non-judicial, but mortgages are judicial, okay? Trust deeds are non-judicial, but mortgages are judicial, all right? So here's what that means, right? So trust deeds, they're non-judicial, meaning it does not require a court action to foreclose on the property, all right? If it's a trust deed, no court action is required to foreclose, all right? You can do it without going to court. But if it's a mortgage, right, you have to go to court in order to foreclose on the property, all right? Because mortgages are judicial, but trust deeds are non-judicial, all right? Now,
Thank you.
yes, thank you, you're welcome. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk about these, these terms. Now, the trustor is who? Is that the borrower, the lender, or, who's the trust? Okay, Bruce, yes.
The borrower?
Yes, the borrower is the trustor. And Bruce, the beneficiary who retains the notes and deed of trust is who? The beneficiary of the, is the lender, right? Does that make sense? Yeah, makes sense. Okay, all right, so the borrower is the trustor. The lender is the beneficiary who retains note and deed of trust. And then the trustee, all right, the trustee holds legal title to security property described in the deed of trust, subject to terms of trust for lender benefit, right? So the trustee, is the one that kind of holds the legal title, for the benefit of the lender, right? And the lender is the beneficiary, the borrower is the trustor, right? Okay, now, let's see. Now keep in mind, just, here's some definition, trust deeds, like specifically what are trust deeds? Trust deeds are instruments placing specific financial interests entitled to real property into hands of disinterested third party as security for payment of notes, right? That's what a trust deed is, right? All right. Now, here's another term, all right? Melissa, if you want, do you know what color of title is? Color of title. It's in the 800 facts. It's one of those advanced terms, color of title. All right, here it is. Color of title is the appearance of having title to personal or real property by some type of evidence, but in reality, there is either no title or it's a defective title. The person is usually not the true title owner. All right, that's a term, color of title, color of title. Maria, do you know what functional obsolescence is? Functional obsolescence.
I do not.
Okay, here it is. Functional obsolescence is caused by a change in the buyer's taste. A change in the buyer's taste. Functional obsolescence. Sashi, do you know what chain of title is? Chain of title.
Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, chain of title is a clear, unbroken, chronological record of ownership of a specific piece of property. A chain of title. If you think about it, it makes sense, right? A chain title is, the clear, unbroken, chronological record of ownership of a specific piece of property. Now, let's see. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, Charlotte, what is a suit of quiet title? A suit of quiet title.
I don't know.
Okay, here it is. A suit of quiet title it's used to remove a cloud on title. Like there's some type of cloud on the title, and so a suit of quiet title is used to remove a cloud on title. It's also called a quiet title action, right? So to remove a cloud on title, all right? All right. Okay. Oh, here's a big one. Here's a big one. Does anyone know what a temporary 2-1 buy down is? A temporary 2-1 buy down. All right, a temporary 2-1 buy down is. Oh, do you know it, Mackenzie?
Well, I know how you can calculate, like, so if it's a 2-1 buy down, it's like for the first year, it's going to be, so like if you have a 5%, right, and 2-1 buy down temporary, so it's gonna go down 2, so it's gonna be 3 for the first year, and then it's gonna go back up 1, so it'll be 4, and then it goes back to its original.
Very good. Very good. Yes. 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 Exactly.
Exactly what it is, but that's how I remember it.
Yeah, that's a great example of it. Yes. And now here's the official definition is this: a buy down that allows a purchaser to reduce the interest rate on a mortgage by 2% for the first year, 1% for the next year, and then it goes back to regular, after that. Right. So yeah, basically what you said. So as Mackenzie said, if as an example, if the interest rate is 5%, and they're doing a temporary 2-1 buy down, then that means that for the first year, it will be 3%. The second year, it will be 4%. And then the third year and beyond, it'll go back to being 5%, right? So a temporary 2-1 buy down, right? It's where you're buying down the rate temporarily, all right? So the borrower has to pay, to buy it down, temporarily. Very good. Now, let's talk about these penalties. Penalties. All right, let's talk about penalties. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Penalties. So, all right, here we go. Let's do, all right, let's do this. What is the penalty for sending an unauthorized fax? Penalty for sending an unauthorized fax.
500.
Okay, go ahead. Mackenzie, you know it?
Yeah, $500.
$500. If you send an unauthorized, and I guess these are like up to $500 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they're saying like, yeah, I guess it's like up to $500 is the penalty for sending an unauthorized fax. Now, here's how I memorized these two together. All right. There's a penalty for FACRA, and there's a penalty for FACTA, and they're different. Okay. Now, I memorized when I was, as I memorized this, I memorized these two. I memorized the penalties together. Here's how I think of it. Now, think about this. FACRA is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right? Now, FACTA, right? The FACT Act is the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act, right? Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act, right? Okay. So now, here's the thing. Here's how I memorize this. I think of this FACRA, right? The penalty for that is $1,000. Like, I guess, or we could say up to $1,000. Okay. The penalty for violating FACRA, FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, is $1,000. And then I think of this way. The penalty for violating FACTA, though, is even more, because really FACTA is an amendment of FACRA, right? It came after FACRA, right? It came from FACRA, right? And so I think of it this way: because it came after FACRA, it was the penalty is even more than what FACRA was, right? And so the penalty for violating the FACT Act, FACTA, is it's up to $5,000 and or up to 1 year in jail. So it's much more severe than FACRA. So I just kind of memorized those two together. Okay, now let's talk about. Okay.
Can you explain FACRA again? It's just $1,000.
Yeah. So memorize FACRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The penalty is up to a $1,000 fine.
Yeah. And then Mackenzie, don't forget on the cheat sheet, I'll send a screenshot of all the penalties. I have them. I'll send it to you, and whoever needs them, let me know, and I'll send it to you guys too. I want to make sure everybody gets all the information that we have here, so you guys be okay.
Now, I memorized these two together. I memorized the penalty for ECOA and the penalty for RESPA together. All right. Now, here's the thing. What is the penalty for violating ECOA? Anybody know it? Raise your hand if you know it. The penalty for violating ECOA. Okay, Pamela.
Okay.
$10,000.
$10,000. Okay, for violating ECOA,
It's 1 year in jail.
it's $10,000. It's just $10,000 for violating ECOA, right? Okay, but now here's the thing though. And then I think about RESPA. I think about right now. Here's how it is. Here's how I think, right? RESPA. So ECOA starts with an E and RESPA starts with an R. Now, R in the alphabet, R comes after E, right? E comes before R in the alphabet. So I think about, okay, ECOA, the penalty is up to $10,000. And then RESPA comes afterwards, and it's even more, like it's even more severe because it's $10,000. It's up to $10,000, but also or it's 1 year in jail, up to 1 year in jail. All right, so it's slightly the penalty for RESPA is slightly more severe than the penalty for ECOA, because RESPA is also, you can actually go to jail for up to 1 year for violating RESPA. For ECOA, it's just a fine of up to $10,000, but RESPA is both up to $10,000 and or up to 1 year in jail. Okay, now this one I just memorized by itself, the SAFE Act. All right, and it's changed over the years too. Like a lot of them have changed. But what is the penalty for violating the SAFE Act? You just have to kind of just memorize that. You know, what's the penalty?
30,058.
Yes. Penalty for violating the SAFE Act, 30,000 up to $30,000. 30,058.
Perfect.
I just kind of memorized by itself is the DNC. The DNC. DNC. What's the penalty for violating the do not call list?
It's 43,000.
Nice. Yes, that's right.
43,000. Yes, 43,280. Now, the TILA is the one that has like different stages to it. There's like 3 different stages based on like what type of violation of TILA, you know, like, you know, is it like reckless? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what type of violation? So, all right, so who knows it? Who knows the 3 different types? Because here's the thing with TILA, it's 3 different categories. There's like the 5K, like the category that's up to 5K. Then there's a category that's up to 25K. And then there's a category that's up to $1 million. All right. All right, so McKinney, okay, Bruce, you know it, the 3?
It's the first one is like a one-time offense.
Right.
The second one is reckless.
Right.
If it's reckless, like if you do it multiple times, and the third time is if it's like broad level, like if it's you're like violating it, like knowingly.
Right, knowingly, yeah, exactly. Excellent. Yes, very good. So $5,000 if it's like a single offense,
right?
$25,000 if it's like reckless, you know, and then up to $1 million if you knowingly violate TILA, right? And here's how I think about TILA. TILA is the largest like law, right? There's a lot of stuff under TILA. And remember from the Affinity program, our Trisha, she talks about how like they you know, our Trisha calls it TILA, the Godzilla, you know, the big loan, right? So if you think of it that way, you can think like, okay, yeah, now for TILA, they have like 3 different, you know, categories of penalties, you know, for TILA, you know? So you gotta think, whatever works, guys, but you have to memorize these penalties, you know? And by the way, all of this is on Jen's cheat sheet. Okay, so now here's the thing. These last 2, I kind of memorized these together. Okay, I call it the 1003, right? And then I call it GL B, okay? All right, so the 1003.
I got it on now.
Is the penalty, like 1003 is like the penalty.
Yeah, so I've got it on now. Glad you called me.
Oh, okay, wait, oh, wait, we'll, okay.
It's just checking, yeah.
Okay, 1003 is this, is giving false information, right, on a 1003 form, on a loan application, right? What's the penalty for giving false information on a loan application? Okay, Diane, I see your hand.
I'm trying to reach my hand over here.
Right.
It's $1 million a day,
Whoa.
right?
No. Wait. I think you're thinking about like fraud. I think you're thinking about mortgage fraud. Okay. Okay. Wait, hold on. Actually clarify. I know that's tricky. Okay. Now in general, guys, yes. The maximum penalties, like for violating, for committing mortgage fraud is two things, right? Up to $1 million and also up to 30 years in jail, right? All right, for mortgage fraud. Okay, yes, that's correct. But what I'm talking about here is in terms of like a penalty for like putting false information on a loan application. I guess if it's not considered, I can see how these two things can overlap. But if it's not considered like mortgage fraud, but just putting false information on a loan application, then it's 5 years. 5 years, or say up to 5 years. Okay, up to 5 years. Now, and then I think about the Graham-Leach-Bliley Act, like violating privacy, right? Violating privacy. On Jen's cheat sheet, she has it worded in a certain way, but it's basically saying, or Lawrence, do you have Jen's cheat sheet right with you? Can you
yes.
Okay. How does Jen word the Graham-Leach-Bliley penalty? Like, there's a statement.
Yeah, I got you. Give me 1 second, okay?
Okay. It's
Hey, Lance.
hey.
Yeah, what's up?
GLB 5 years in a fine.
Yes, and then on
it's 5 years and a fine.
Yeah, it's 5 years and a fine. But on the cheat sheet, how does Jen word it though?
She says for obtaining personal
information.
No. Yeah. So if you're 18, hold on.
Yes.
I was gonna say if you obtain personal information, she breaks it down. It's like they said it. For obtaining personal information, it'll be 5 years or a fine, and that's how they break it down. So like on the Chen cheat sheet, guys, it has all the penalties listed at the bottom, and every single penalty is there. So honestly, I would go through all the references from her cheat sheet and compare it to the 800 facts. When you're using the 800 facts, use the 800 facts like Rocky says and Lance says, and you have to know the 800 facts, but use Jen's cheat sheet as a reference to the 800 facts. Okay, so that way, if there's some things like outdated, there's some things in there that's updated as well.
Yes. Very good. Yes. So here's how I think about that then. So the 1003, putting false information on the 1003, 5 years. But then I think about, okay, but if you if you violate people's privacy, you violate the Graham-Leach-Bliley Act, right, which is all about protecting privacy, right? Then that's even a little bit more severe because that's 5 years plus a fine, right? And they don't really specify what the fine is. They just say, and a fine, right? That's all you need to know. So anyway, so this is how I kind of memorize it. I kind of like think of it, in groups, like that, all right? So that's what that is. So let's see. Let's go with, okay, now, Andre, if you feel comfortable answering questions, how many pages is the LE? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry, Lance. 3 pages is the LE?
3 pages is the LE. Now, what's a way to always remember that the LE is 3 pages?
I'll say I always go LE3. That's how I
I like that. LE3. That's good. That's good. All right. Very good. Very good. Also, another way to remember that it's 3 pages is you think of it this way too. How long do we have to keep the LE?
3 years.
3 years, right? So that's another way to think of it. We have to keep the LE for 3 years, and the LE is 3 pages long. Now, Andre, how long is the closing disclosure?
5 years.
5 years. And how long do we have to keep the closing disclosure?
5 years.
5 years. All right, so that's another thing. For closing disclosure, you can always remember how many pages it is, because you have to also, because you can think, hey, we have to keep it for 5 years, and also it's 5 pages long. Yes, very good. Now, which brings up this point too, right? We have, for the test, you need to know the document retention, right? Like how long things have to be retained for, how long certain documents have to be retained for. Now, here's an easy way to remember how long things have to be retained for. Because here's the thing, you could break it down like this. There's certain documents that must be retained for 5 years. And then there's certain documents that must be retained for 3 years. Then there's certain documents that must be, and then there is one document that must be retained for 25 months. And then everything else must be retained for 2 years. All right. Now, what are the 2 documents that must be retained for 5 years?
The CD.
Yes. And
the SAR.
Yes, the CD and the SAR must be retained for 5 years. So Andre, what are the documents that must be retained for 3 years?
The LE.
It's 3 of them.
Right. LARS.
The LAR.
The LAR, I'm sorry. And the LOC, the loan compensation.
Yes, LOC. Excellent. And keep in mind, these 3, they all start with the letter L, right? That's another way to kind of think of it. Yeah, the 3 L's. Okay, very good. Now, what's the one document that must be retained for 25 months?
ECOA.
ECOA, very good. Excellent. And then, so here's the thing. Once you memorize that, the CD, so the CD and the SAR are maintained for 5 years. The LE, the LAR, and LOC must be retained for 3 years, and ECOA must be retained for 25 months. If you just memorize those 3 categories, and then you can think to yourself, everything else must be retained for 2 years. Right. So that's a great way to kind of, memorize that. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Excellent work. All right. Now, Juliana, TILA applies to credit transactions payable in how many installments?
More than 4.
More than 4. Excellent. Under FACRA, when can you get a free copy of your credit report?
If you're unemployed, you have an adverse action. You get public assistance. And then if there's errors and fraud.
Very good. So you said you're unemployed, if you receive an adverse action, if you get public assistance. And then the last 2 you said if there's errors
and fraud.
And then if there's fraud, if you're a victim of fraud. Okay, very good. Yeah. So there's 5 reasons why you can get a free copy of your credit report under FACRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Right. That was good. And as Juliana said, yes, if you're unemployed, if you have received an adverse action, if you're on public assistance, if there's some errors on your credit report, or if you're the victim of fraud, right, you can get a free copy of your credit report. Now, Juliana, how can someone get a free copy of their credit report under FACTA, the FACT Act?
So you can get it once a year, and then you can get on the website of myannualcreditreport.com.
Wait, is it my annual or is it
No, it's
annual
annual credit report.
Was it?
It's annual credit report.
Yes, that's right. Annualcreditreport.com. Yes, that is the official government endorsed, website to get your free annual credit report. Yes, and that's under FAFSA, right? It's once a year, but under FACRA, it's these 5 different reasons, right? Yeah, very good, very good. And then Juliana, what is another name for the GLB Act?
The Financial Servicing Modernization of 1999.
Okay, close. Not servicing, but what? A different form of the same word.
I always forget the S.
It's not servicing, but it's just services, right? So it's Financial Services Modernization Act of 1999.
Services, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so everybody got that? So another name for the GLB Act, right? And the GLB is the Graham-Leach-Bliley Act, right? And another name for that act is the Financial Services Modernization Act of 1999. Excellent. Okay. All right, who wants to do this one? Who wants to tell us about high price mortgage loans? High price mortgage loans.
I'll go for it.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So high price mortgage loans. So what is considered a high price mortgage loan?
What's considered a high price mortgage loan?
Right. Because it's like a test, right? Because so the APR, the APR, right? The annual percentage rate has to exceed the APOR, right? By certain thresholds in order to be considered a high price mortgage loan. So what are those thresholds when you're thinking about it, right?
I know it's 1.5%.
Right. On
On
what? So
on the first lien?
Right, that's right, on first lien. That's right. 1.5% on first lien. That's right.
Yeah.
And what? Or what, Yeah.
Or
2.5% on what type of lien?
2.5% on the, is that the jumbo?
Yes, jumbo, you got it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, jumbo, right? Jumbo. And then what about the or 3.5% on what type of lien?
I'm guessing I'm gonna go with subordinate lien.
Yeah, there you go. Subordinate lien. That's right. Very good. So yeah, high price mortgage loans. It's it's when the APR exceeds the APOR by either 1.5% on first lien or and I say first lien, I mean regular first lien, right? Regular first lien. Like if it exceeds it by 1.5% on regular first lien, or if it exceeds it by 2.5% on jumbo first liens, right? Or if it exceeds it by 3.5% on subordinate liens. That's right, very good. But now here's the thing about high price mortgage loans though. They also have some restrictions, right? There's some restrictions. Huh?
Did you give them the tip that there's a 35 and a 3.5 so they can remember which percentage goes with which?
On the wait, isn't that with high costs mortgage loan?
Aren't you on 1.5, 2.5, 3.5?
Oh yeah. We just did 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. Right. So
Yep.
we're talking about 1.5 is for regular first lien, 2.5 is for jumbo first lien, and then 3.5 is for the subordinate lien.
Correct. And that's section 35. So if you have a tough time remembering what percentages go with what, you can see that section 35 has a 3.5. And that way you can differentiate which ones go with which between high cost and high price.
I like that. I never knew that, Jen. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, yeah, guys. Make sure you know that high price mortgage loans are section 35 loans. Right, section 35 loans. Very good, very good. And then, but also, okay, so and then we just went through the 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, right? All right. And yeah, oh, I see, Jim, that 3.5 correlates like to the section 35, right?
Correct. They look the same.
Right, exactly. And then, guys, remember from Jen's cheat sheet, she has this acronym called APE regarding high price mortgage loans.
And Lance, what is APE?
All right, right.
What is APE?
Right. Who knows what APE is? So, all right. So there's restrictions, right, regarding now, Lawrence, what's APE? What does the A stand for?
Ability to repay.
Yes, ability to repay. Ability to repay. And then what does the P stand for?
No prepayment penalty unless for the first 2 years.
Yes. No prepayment penalty unless it's in the first 2 years. Remember that, guys, unless it's in the first 2 years. Very good. And then what about the E, Lawrence?
Requires escrow accounts for 5 years.
For 5 years.
5 years.
For 5 years. It requires.
I was trying to say it in your for 5 years. We said it at the same time, simultaneously.
Yeah. Very good. All right, so that's high price mortgage loans. Now, Lawrence, let's talk about high cost mortgage loans.
Okay.
Right? High cost. All right, so high cost mortgage loan. All right, now.
Sorry.
For high cost mortgage loans. All right, which is what? It's Lawrence. High cost mortgage loans are what type of loans? It's section what?
Section 32.
Yes, section 32. Yes. All right, now here's the thing. It's when the APR exceeds the APOR by, and what are the different thresholds?
So if the APR exceeds APOR by 6.5 of the first lien, 50,000 or over, right? Then you have 8.5 for the first lien of is less than 50,000. Then you have, I think, 8.5 for subordinate lien. I said that right?
That's right.
Okay, and then we have BAPS. So guys, this is what BAPS is. Okay, no balloon mortgages, no balloon payments, the ability to repay.
You have
and
to
then you have to have ability to repay, and you have no prepayment penalty, and must speak to a HUD counselor.
Yes, yeah. Now, and keep in mind, guys, you know, for the high price mortgage loans, regarding the there was no prepayment penalty, but it was only like unless it was like for the first 2 years, right? But for the high cost mortgage loans, there's no prepayment penalty at all, right? All right, no prepayment penalty at all. All right, very good. All right, so that's that. Right, and all this is on Jen's cheat sheet. All right.
Yeah, look at Jen's cheat sheet, guys. If you don't have it, let us know.
Yeah. Now here's another thing though that makes the high cost mortgage loans a little complex. It's in the 800 facts about the 5% and the 8%, right? You know, and I'm gonna read it to you. Okay. So here it is. It says, in addition, a loan will be considered a high cost Section 32 loan if the points and fees exceed the following thresholds: 5% of the loan amount for loans equal to or greater than $21,549, or 8% of the loan amount, or $1,077 for loans amounting to less than $20,579. So this 5%, 8% thing, I mean, just be aware of it. I honestly don't think, just personally, I don't think you're going to need to like know all the details of all those numbers, but I just feel like you just need to be aware that there's also those thresholds, you know, regarding the 5%, 8%, you know. Jen, are you there? Jen still with us? No, she might not be with us still. Okay. Anyway.
She's working too. So
Oh, she's working. Okay, so maybe
yeah, she's putting it in mind.
But Lawrence, were you aware of that there's also those additional restrictions regarding high cost mortgage loans, the 5% and 8%?
Yeah, I know that it's on the 800 facts, but I just want to know, like, did they change from, is it 21, the 21, where's this 21,000 on there? Did they change it to 22,000? People keep saying it. I don't know anything about it. That's why I want to be clarified on that one.
Gotcha.
So
Good point. But here's the thing. I mean, I know this may seem overwhelming. I feel like the high cost mortgage loan can be kind of feeling overwhelmed, like a lot of information. And Lawrence, would you agree that I think for the high cost mortgage loan, I think the main thing to know is the stuff that's on Jen's
okay.
right? The 6.5, 8.5, 8.5, and then the BAPs, right?
And explain to them what the 8% and the 5% is, so they know what that is.
Right. And you know, right. So remember what? Okay, so 6.5% was what if it's over 50,000, right, on a first lien, right? So if the APR exceeds the APOR by 6.5% on a first lien that's over 50,000, right? Then that's the threshold. But then the second 8.5% is if it's a first lien that's under $50,000. The loan is under $50,000, right? And then the third 8.5 is regarding subordinate liens, right? Yeah. Okay. Very good. All right. So that is what that is. All right.
It's a stupid thing, Lance. So I did to try to remember the difference between high cost and high with. So it's like you do section 32, high cost, the letter C comes before HP, which is high price, and 35. So like I kind of remember that, and then I kind of mentally go, but I realized that the high cost has those higher percentage points, the 6.5 and the 8.5. So I kind of always correlate like that in my mind, that like I do C and 32, but then I realize that the percentages are higher, so you can reverse it. So it kind of makes me always remember those kind of 5 topics. You know?
Exactly. I think the same way. That's right. The C comes before the P. So I think about how the 32 comes before 35, like the numbers. But yeah, you're right, Bruce. When you're thinking about this stuff, though, when you think high costs, you have to always remember the high cost is the one that has the higher percentage than the high price, right? Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, it works.
And Lance, also high cost is under HOPA, and high price is TILA, or do I have that backwards?
No, you're right. The high cost is under HOPA, right? HOPA, but the high price is just under TILA, right? That's right. It's a mistake in the Affinity.
Okay. Yeah, but section 32 and section 35 are both under TILA. They're both subsidized.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. HOPA is under TILA.
Yeah.
So everything is under TILA, but here's the thing though, is that only the high cost is under HOPA, but the high price is not under HOPA.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's still they're still like connected, but they're their own.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was confused. I had a question before on that, and I was very confused.
Yeah.
Here it is. I'm gonna write it out this way. If you think about TILA being the umbrella, right? So TILA. Now under TILA, you have this section called HOPA, right? And you have and this HCML is under HOPA, which is under TILA. But then the HPML is not under HOPA, but it's still under TILA. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and Lawrence, you know that in the Affinity, I think it's wrong. Like they in one of the Affinity, I don't know if they corrected it, but in one of the Affinity's things, they had both of them being under HOPA.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
here,
it's wrong.
yeah, but the thing is, I've read plenty of like not just the internet facts, you know, like that they're always like subsidized under. They're like their own, like even though they're Hopia is like their own its own thing, it's still connected to Tilla. It's under Tilla and it's under its own thing. Maybe I'll have Jen just explain. I'll ask Jen about it because I wanted that clarification on that one.
So so you got to we have to remember that. Yeah, it's good.
All right, let's move on.
All right, so here's the thing. Let's see, 65. Okay, now who knows what is a QWR? A QWR. Yeah. Okay, Andre.
I guess don't mind me because if I want to answer questions, even if I don't know it, this is how I learn. So if I'm just one
Hey,
of those people that
I like this guy. This guy is Andre. If you're not in Rocky's group, let me know and I'll get you the link for everything to get you added in there.
All right, cool, Lawrence. I'll shoot you my information and everything. So it's all good.
Okay, perfect.
So what we was on, the QWR. Okay, the QWR, right? From my understanding, is when it's when a homeowner is having issues with their mortgage servicing.
That's right.
And they request the information for the mortgage for the servicing, right?
Yeah, request. Yeah,
and you have to respond within 5 business days, correct?
Okay, so yeah, you have to acknowledge the request within 5 business days. That's right.
All right, you have to acknowledge the request in 5 business days and resolve within 45 days, but it's 30 days. No, you resolve in 30 days and you can extend within 15 days.
Right now, yeah, very good. Now, here's the thing, though. You can extend it to for an additional 15 days if what? Under a certain condition, though.
I don't know the certain condition.
Here's the condition. So yeah, it's 30 days. So okay, yeah. So wait. So let's back up. So yeah, when a borrower submits a QWR, which is a qualified written request, right? The servicer has, or like the lender or whatever, right? We have to acknowledge the receipt within 5 business days, just like Andre said, right? And then we have to resolve the issue within 30 days, but we can get an additional 15 days if under a certain condition.
Okay.
And the certain condition is this: if the issue relates to errors submitted by the borrower. So like if the borrower made some errors in the submission, then we have an additional 15 days to resolve the issue. I know that sounds a little confusing, but that's the issue.
Hey, let me just say something real quick. Does everybody understand what a QWR is? First of all, you guys, everybody knows what it is.
Yes. Is it a quality written request?
Qualified. So qualified written request. I'm going to simplify it. Very simple in Rocco's terms. So basically, a qualified written request is if the borrower has an issue with a mortgage servicer, then there's a letter they can submit. The lender has 5 days to acknowledge it. They have 30 days to resolve it, and they have an additional 15 days if there's any errors the borrower has on the letter that they have to take care of it.
Right.
Am I right?
That's right. It's just that the 15-day thing could be kind of confusing. But yeah, Jen, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jen.
I was on the phone when I heard my name and I'm like, I can't answer you. What can I do help you with?
Okay, right now we're talking about the qualified written request. So we went over the fact that, okay, everybody understands that the lender, or it's the lender or the servicer, right, has 5 days to acknowledge the request, right?
Servicing company, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a servicing company. That's right. Because the QWR goes to the servicing company, right? Okay. So 5 days to acknowledge the request, and then they have 30 days to resolve the issue. But we were talking with Andre about how they can get an additional 15 days under a certain condition, and that condition is regarding like errors submitted by the borrower. And we just wanted to clarify that.
Also, just a small thing, the qualified written request does not go to the servicer, it goes to the lender about
Okay, so-
the servicer.
Ah, it goes to the lender about the servicer. Okay.
Yep, that's fact 13. It says requires that the lender acknowledge receipt. Because
And
you're making a complaint about the servicing company to the lender.
Okay, and then Andre, you had a question? Because I know you raised your hand.
Yeah, I just want to know, but how do you think that might look like as a test question? If they say, because with the 15-day extension, does that make it 45 days overall, or is it 30 days to resolve?
No, it
Because
is
I don't
40
want to get tricked because they say, yeah, how many days to resolve?
Right.
You know, and then
So I would say the best way to look at this is, you're right, it's 45 days, but like the scenario, the way the scenario is going to ask you, they'll ask you like, how many days is it going to be for it to be resolved? How many days are they going to be to acknowledge it? Now, unless they state in there's an error for it, then you would do the 45 days. Then it'd be 15 days. But if it's not stating the error for that, then no, it would not be the 45 days. It'd be the 30 plus the 5.
Got you. Okay. Cool.
Right. Okay. Good point. Excellent. All right. Here's the thing. So that was QWR. All right. Now, let's see. Charlotte, what is the 4506T? 4506T.
That's the request for tax transcripts.
Right.
Okay.
4506T. That's right. Charlotte, what is the 8821? The IRS form 8821. So just to back up. So the tax, form 4506T is the request for transcript of tax return and tax transcripts. But what is the IRS form 8821?
I don't remember.
Okay, so that one is kind of related. That one is the tax information authorization form. So, and from my understanding, like that 8821, the tax information authorization form, it kind of gives us the permission to be able to do the 4506T, to request the transcript of tax return. Is that what does anybody know that? Yeah, for sure. Okay. So I assume that people give those two forms together then, right? Like they have to give the authorization form along with the request for transcript form, I guess, So, all right, cool. All right, Janisha Brown, who created red flag rules? 2 organizations. Who created the red flag rules? And that will be FTC and the FACT Act, right? They created the red flag rules. Excellent. All right, Valerie, who implemented HMDA? Who implemented HMDA?
Who implemented HMDA?
My
God, I'm drawing a blank.
Who implemented HMDA? I have it on the board.
You can get a really big hint. It's on the board.
On the board. Oh, you can't.
No, I can't see the board.
Can't see the board. Okay.
The word is board.
Okay, no worries. So HMDA was implemented by the Federal Reserve Board, right? Who else? And the Federal Reserve Board also implemented something else too. That's a big mortgage law. And what is that?
The big one.
The big one. The Godzilla. Godzilla. Yeah. Yes. Federal Reserve Board implemented TILA as well. Yeah. Okay. So all right. So now Jackie, who created the DNC? There's 2 organizations that created the DNC. Who were they?
Okay. That is Mr. Do Not Call Registry.
Right. Anything?
Is that the one with the FCC and the FTC?
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. And Lawrence had mentioned about how, you know, the DNC, the do not call list, it's like relates to like telemarketers, right? The telephone. So we know that, okay, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission is involved. And then also Federal Trade Commission, because, you know, it's like business and everything. So yeah, so those two.
Yeah, and guys, the way you, if you think about it, anything that deals with telecommunications, anything with phones or anything like that with them, if you think about it, federal trade commissions, they're the big dogs. And then the federal communications, they're the ones that, when honestly, you think about it, if you just think communications, those two are the ones that deal with the telephones.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Who enforces RESPA? Who enforces RESPA? Who knows it? Who knows it? Raise your hand. Diane, I see your hand. Who enforces RESPA?
The Federal Financial Protection Bureau?
Well, wait.
The CFPB?
The consumer. It's not the federal. It's the Consumer Finance. Wait, what is it called? The consumer. What's the CFP?
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Yeah, the Consumer
CFPB.
Financial Protection Bureau. Right. It was previously HUD that enforced RESPA. Previously, it was HUD, but now it's CFPB. Right. Okay. Very good. Who knows? Who enforces TILA? Who enforces TILA? Now we know that TILA was implemented by the Federal Reserve Board, but who enforces TILA currently, though? Who enforces TILA? Who knows it? Okay, I see Pamela.
Also the CFPB.
That's right. That's right. Okay, who enforces ECOA? Who knows it? Raise your hand if you know it. Who enforces ECOA?
CFPB.
Yes. And who enforces FACRA? This is a different one.
Federal Reserve Board.
No. Who enforces FACRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act?
Federal Trade Commission.
Yes.
It's FTC.
Federal Trade Commission enforces FACRA. Now, who knows, what does the SAFE Act stand for? Who knows that? Raise your hand if you know it.
Nobody?
You know, who's that?
That's me.
Okay, yeah. Okay. What does Rob, what does SAFE Act stand for?
The SAFE Act stands for Secure and Fair Enforcement Act.
That's right, the Secure and Fair Enforcement Act. Yeah, or another way of saying it, Secure and Fair Enforcement for Mortgage Licensing Act. Yeah, right. Yeah, so make sure you understand it's secure and fair enforcement. You know, I think there's a lot of people that think like SAFE, but no, it's the SAFE Act stands for Secure and Fair Enforcement. Yeah. All right. What about this? What is a FHA reverse mortgage called? Who knows that? FHA reverse mortgage.
HECM.
That's right, a HECM. Excellent. All right, let's see here. Okay, who knows what the four indices are? The four indices. Who knows that? Raise your hand if you know it. The four indices.
Sabrina knows it.
Yes, I know it. Coffee.
Okay.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Prime. And one more. Oh, I forgot that one. Coffee, Prime.
Starts with an L.
L. I'm trying to remember that one.
All right. Who knows?
Can I? This is Charlotte. Is it the LIBOR?
LIBOR, yes.
Right.
Coffee, LIBOR.
Coffee, LIBOR, and Prime. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Who knows what a 5-1 arm is? A 5-1 arm. Raise your hand if you know what a 5-1 arm. Okay, Andre, what's a 5-1 arm?
I believe it's a combination of a fixed and adjustable / interest only loan.
Right. So if it's a 5-1 arm, then it's what? It's a fixed interest rate for how
5
long?
years.
For 5 years. That's right. And then what?
And then adjust every other year.
And adjust every other year. Right. So a 5-1 arm fixed for 5 years, and then adjusts every 1 year after that, right? Yeah. Okay. Very good. Who knows what is a deficiency judgment? Deficiency judgments. Who knows that? Okay, Andre.
It's when you claim other asset. I mean, you claim other assets. It's when the lender claim other assets from the original borrower.
Mm-hmm.
And the money and the proceeds from the foreclosure is insufficient
Mm-hmm.
to satisfy the lien.
That's right. That's right. So therefore, because it's insufficient, then the lender has to go after the borrower's like personal assets, right? Yeah, you get to make up the money. You need to get the money back, right? Very good. So okay. So another way of saying it, a deficiency judgment allows the lender to claim other assets from the borrower when the proceeds of the foreclosure sale are insufficient to satisfy the mortgage lien. Yes, very good. All right, what are 3 common disbursement plans in a construction mortgage? Who knows that?
I do.
Okay, Lawrence, what is that?
I haven't answered in a while. Voucher, fixed, and warrant.
Yes, very good. Very good.
VFW.
Yes, VFW, yes. All right, who knows what is Liz pendants? Liz pendants. Liz pendants.
It's a notice of foreclosure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so yeah, a notice filed by the lender when it initiates a foreclosure lawsuit. That's right. That's right. Liz pendants. And by the way, if you look up the origin of the word Liz pendants, it means like pending lawsuits, you know, so you can kind of think of it that way. Pending lawsuits, Liz pendants. Initiate a foreclosure lawsuit. All right, who knows what is the 2 appraisals for VA loans? Who knows that? Raise your hand if you know that.
Lawrence knows it.
Oh, I do. Of course I do.
Lawrence. Yeah.
All right. It's a certificate of reasonable value or notice of value.
That's right. That's right. All right. Now, who knows what is the maximum seller concessions on USDA loans? Raise your hand if you know it.
Is it 6%?
Up to 6%?
It's 6%. Yeah, up to 6. The maximum is 6%. That's right. So meaning up to 6%. Yeah, USDA loans. Right. All right. What are the maximum seller concessions for VA loans? For VA loans?
6%?
No.
Or 5%?
Is it 4?
4%.
No, wait, I see Diane has her hand up. Well, what's that?
It's 4%.
4%. Yeah. Now, guys, here's what we'll do to keep it organized. Try to raise your hand using the Zoom button. You know, it's under reactions. If you go to reactions, you can raise your hand. Okay. What about what are the maximum seller concessions for FHA loans? Raise your hand if you know it. Maximum seller concessions for FHA loans. Okay, I see Sharon's hands first.
4%?
No.
No.
Seller concessions for FHA loans?
It's 6% then?
6%.
Yes.
6%. Okay, so okay, what about maximum seller concessions for conventional loans? Who knows it? Okay, wait, is your hand up from before or is this okay? Okay, wait. If you go and put your hand down, and then if you want this one, raise your hand. Okay. All right. So maximum seller concessions for conventional loans. Okay, Sashi, you know it?
Sashi,
you
have your hand up. No? Okay.
No.
2% for the rental property. Then
Sorry?
3%. It's 2% for the rental property.
Okay, yeah, 2% if it's like an
property,
investment
then-
property, right? It's 2% if it's investment for conventional loans.
Yeah, then 3% if the LTV is greater than 90%.
That's right.
Then 6% if the LTV is 75.01 till 90%.
Or another way of thinking about that is if it's more than 75% up to 90%.
Up to
is another way of saying,
90%,
right?
and the 6% if the LTV is less than 90%.
How much is it? How much is it if it's?
Wait, say it
If
again.
the LTV is less than 90%,
No.
75%, I guess.
No,
Wait,
6%.
hold on. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Oh, hold on.
It's like four different sections to it, right? All right, here it is. So as Sashi said, if the LTV is over 90%, then the maximum seller concession for a
3%.
conventional loan is 3%, right? Okay. If the LTV is more than 75% up to 90%, then the maximum seller concession for a conventional loan is 6%. If the LTV is 75% or lower, then the maximum seller concession is 9%, right? And then here's another thing though. If the property is an investment property, then the maximum seller concession is 2%, regardless of the LTV. It's just 2% if it's a investment property. All right.
Okay.
So does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you got it. Yep. Yep. Okay. All right. So, all right, go ahead and put your hands down, and then I'm gonna ask the next question, and then so I can see who knows it. You know. All right.
And I was gonna ask you guys, does
Okay.
everybody understand conventional loans, like sells concessions? I want to make sure that everybody understands it. Everybody's good now with sells concessions?
I'm good. I have a one-on-one with Lance tomorrow, so I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow to kind of go through this with him.
Mackenzie, I'll call you after, and I can go
Okay.
over it.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Lawrence, just as a quick review, you want to do it again for a quick review? All right. So Lawrence, for conventional loans, right? If the
Yes.
LTV is more than 90%, right? Then what?
If the LTV is more than 90%, it's 3. Oh, if the LTV is more than 90%, it's 3%.
Right. And then if it's what?
And then if the LTV is for 6%, if it's
So here. Hold on. All right, so if the LTV is more than 90%, then you get 6%. But how about this, Lawrence? If the LTV is more than 75% up to 90%, what is it?
It's going to be 6%.
Okay, and then if the LTV is 75% or lower, then it's what?
9%.
And then if the property is an investment property, then it's what?
2% no matter what.
Right. Very good. Okay, good. All right, cool. All right. Who knows what a escalation clause is? A escalation clause. Who knows that? All right, Andre.
I guess in that is when the lender increased the interest rate under certain conditions.
Yes, perfect. Yes. All right. Who knows what is a subordination clause? Subordination clause. Raise your hand if you know that. A subordination clause. Okay, I see Sashi's hand.
Oh, so senior mortgage to assume the junior lien position.
Yes. A mortgage subordination clause permits a senior mortgage to assume a junior lien position. That's right. Very good. All right. Now, who knows what a defeasance clause is? A defeasance clause.
I know, but
Does he know?
Talk about it.
Wait, who said it? Seren, you know it? Or just Andre wants to answer?
I know it, but I can't explain it. So just I'm giving to
Yeah,
considerators.
Here's a hint. When you see a defeasance clause, you think about this. When you look at the word defeasance clause, think about defeating the mortgage. Defeating the mortgage. So what is a defeasance clause?
Can I say?
Okay, so Sasha, you have it?
Yeah, sure. It allows lenders to send a satisfaction mortgage notice or within 60 days of paying off the loan.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. A mortgage defeasance clause requires that the lender sends a satisfaction of mortgage notice to the borrower within 60 days of the borrower paying off the loan. Yes, very good. And so you see how the hint about defeating the mortgage can help you memorize that, right? Defeasance clause, think about the borrower defeating the mortgage. And so now, therefore, the lender has to send the borrower a satisfaction of mortgage within 60 days, right, of the loan being paid off. Very good. Now, next thing is this. Who enforces ECOA? Who knows that? Who enforces ECOA? Anybody? Who enforces ECOA?
CFPB.
Yes, CFPB. All right, now, you can't ask if a person is single, but what can you ask instead of asking if a person is single? Jackie? I see your hand, Jackie. Jackie, I see your hand? No?
Yes, sorry, I had it on mute.
Okay, no worries. All right, so you can't
Oh,
ask single.
you just made me forget. Yeah, it made me forget. Okay, if you can ask them if they're married, unmarried.
No.
What?
If you had children, if someone has kids.
Oh,
what you ask.
I'm sorry.
No, wait, Lawrence. I'm talking about the one, you can't ask if they're single. So you can ask.
Oh, because you said you can't ask how many children. That's what you said.
Oh, my bad. Okay,
Yeah.
You can't ask if they're single. Okay, well, first, you can't ask if they're single. So you can ask what? And Jackie, you said, yeah, you can ask if they're
If
married
you're married, unmarried, or widowed.
or separated,
Oh, separated. Okay.
right? Separated,
Okay, separated. That's right.
right? Okay, so yeah, you can't ask if they're single, but you can ask if they're married, unmarried, or separated. Okay,
Yeah, that's
now, Lawrence, this is the one. You can't ask how many children they have, but you can ask what? What can you ask?
How many dependents they have?
How many dependents they have?
Yeah, because you that's the question you asked. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the thing. Here's the next thing. What are the 8 protected classes of ECOA? The 8 protected classes of ECOA, and what's an acronym to know what the 8 protected classes of ECOA is, right? 8 protected classes of ECOA. Score, math. Right? So who knows it? What's the 8 protected classes of ECOA? All right, so Mackenzie?
Yeah, it's you got, we're gonna start with sex, color, national origin, religion. Then we got sex, color, age.
Whoa, okay. Going in order. Are you going in order of score?
We're doing the score. Oh, I just remember it. But yeah, so score.
Okay.
So sex, color, origin, race, religion, and then marital status. And then age, and then public assistance.
Very good. All right, is that clear for everyone? It's a great way to memorize what the 8 protected classes of ECOA is. 8 protected classes of ECOA. Yes, very good. Now, what about this though? What about the protected classes of the Fair Housing Act, right? It's also score, but the additional ones are different, right? There's 2 additional.
2 of them. Only 2 of them is different.
Right. All right. So Pamela, I see your hand. So what are the protected classes of Fair Housing Act?
Sex, color, origin, race, religion, family status, and disability.
Right. Very good. You see that? Awesome. Okay. So now, who knows this answer? A borrower's payment history on previous mortgages and rent must be verified for how long? Okay, wait. I see your hand, Jackie. Or is your hand up from before? Okay, no. Okay. All right, Sashi, I see your hand. Sashi?
7 years.
No. A borrower's payment history on previous mortgages and rents must be verified for how long? You know, the 7-year thing, I think you're confusing it with a different type of question. I think you're thinking about like how long do we verify? I mean, how long do we like check their public record for? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what
you know, or like how long does like negative information stay on a person's credit report, right? Or something like that, right? That's like 7 years. And just to clarify, so that's 7 years that negative information stays on a person's credit report. But also remember the exception is this: if they had a bankruptcy, how long does a bankruptcy stay on
10
a
years?
person? Right, 10 years, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, 10 years.
I think for that answer, Lance, is 12 months.
Yes, 12 months. Yes.
1 year.
So do you see the difference though, of what we're talking about? All right. So yeah, when we're just verifying a person's payment history on previous mortgages and rents, okay, we're looking at like their monthly mortgages, monthly rents. We were going to verify that for the past 12 months. But if we're talking about negative information on a person's credit report, that's like 7 years, or if it's a bankruptcy, then the bankruptcy stays on for like 10 years, So, okay. All right. Now, what is the appraisal recertification form called? The appraisal recertification form.
Is it 104?
No,
One-
not 104.
It's 442
442, yes.
recertification.
442. 442. Yes, yes. And now here's an easy way to remember that, right? The uniform residential appraisal form is the 1004, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's 1004, and then the recertification is the 442. So you see how the numbers are kind of similar? The 1004, and then the 442, right? All right.
Yes.
All right. Now, here's a hard one. Here's a very hard one. Who took control of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in 2008? Who knows it? Okay, Andre, you know it?
So, Lord.
I think the federal financial the federal finance.
No. Who took control of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? I think you're thinking of a different question.
That is FHFA.
We say it again, Rob?
FHFA.
Yes, and that stands for what?
Sorry, somebody's mowing my lawn. One second.
Okay. Yeah, FHFA. That stands for Federal Housing Finance Agency.
Yeah, I was saying it backwards. I said federal finance. I had the H and the F together. Like, yeah.
I got you. Yeah. Federal Housing
You're good, man.
Finance Agency. Yeah, you got it. All right.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
What year was it?
2008.
Okay.
All right. So here's the question was, who took control of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in 2008? And the answer is the Federal Housing Finance Agency. Federal Housing Finance Agency. Now, who allowed it though? Who allowed it to happen? Who allowed it to happen?
HERA?
Yes, HERA allowed it to happen. Yep. And HERA stands for? What does HERA stand for?
I forgot that.
You got this. You got this. No. I want to let him try.
Listen,
go ahead.
I got so much information in my brain.
I know.
No, bro. Hey, listen, Andre, I'm gonna tell you after the call and stuff, bro. Like the way the process that Rocky does it, it'll blow your mind to the point where you won't have all that information. It'll be so organized and so easy. You can ask Rob, you can ask Jen or anybody. It works. It's a good process.
Yeah.
We'll help you turn that on.
Yeah. You got to check out Rocky's classes. He does it almost every night during the week. Yeah.
So can I use my lifelines? Can I use my life? Can I call somebody up for the help?
Yeah.
All right.
We got you.
I see Sashi, you want to be the lifeline for Andre?
Yeah.
Come on, Sashi.
You asked about the HERA, right?
Yeah, HERA. What does HERA stand for?
Yes.
Housing and Economic Recovery Act.
Yeah, Housing and Economic Recovery Act. Yes, very good. Now, guys, a creditor must respond to a payoff request within how many days? Who knows that?
7 business days.
7 days.
Yeah.
All right, what is loan flipping? Who knows that? Who knows what is loan flipping? Loan flipping. I see Rob's hand. Rob, his hand is up.
Yeah.
Loan flipping. I know it, but I can explain again. It's
Hey,
like
Rob,
they're using it over and over until no equity left.
Wait, okay, who is that talking? Wait, hold on. Who's
that That was Seren.
Oh, Seren. Okay, Seren. Okay, my bad. Okay. Yeah, yes, Seren. What is loan flipping?
Yeah, I'm trying to say it, but I know what does that mean. But I think the way I remember is like using the equity until over and over until no equity left.
Right. Okay. But okay,
Yes.
so here's the thing. Here's the definition. Loan flipping, an abusive practice in which a loan is refinanced without any tangible net benefit to the borrower. It's a form of equity stripping. Right? Okay. Now, who administers TILA? Who administers TILA? Who knows it? Who administers?
Rob knows.
Okay, Rob.
Rob, go ahead.
Who administers TILA? No? He might be I think he's on mute. Okay, Diane, who administers TILA?
I'm gonna guess that this would be the Federal Reserve Board?
No. Now here's the thing, you have to clarify. Okay, so TILA was implemented by the Federal Reserve Board, right? It was implemented, TILA was implemented by the Federal Reserve Board. But who enforces TILA? Who administers TILA is the CFPB.
There you got right there, the CFPB. Okay, I thought you were, definitely a different way of asking, so.
Right. All right. So basically the CFPB kind of took over a lot of stuff, right? But keep in mind though, FACRA, FACRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, FACRA is still administered, enforced by FTC, but a lot of the other stuff has been taken over by CFPB, right? All right, so you got to kind of memorize those exceptions, right? Yeah. All right, so next one. All right, now, the lender has how many days after closing to refund the borrower any portion of the charges that exceed the acceptable amount of tolerance levels? Who knows that? The lender.
I'm guessing it's 30 days.
No. Okay,
Wait, ask the question again.
Pamela. I see Pamela has her hand up. Pamela has her hand up.
I'm confused. I'm not sure if it's 6 business days or calendar days.
Yeah.
60 business days. 60 business days. Now here's the thing. Okay, so 60 business days, right? But now, what about if it was for non-numerical clerical errors? Then it would be
And then it would be calendar days.
60 calendar days. Yes, very good. All right, what does Mars prohibit? Who knows that? What does Mars prohibit? Mars. Okay, I see Mackenzie's hand. Mackenzie?
I'm gonna take a swing at it. I'm thinking Mars is the mortgage assistant like relief. So I think they deal with the loan modifications, and it's the foreclosure schemes. They prevent the foreclosure schemes.
That's right. Very good. Yes. So okay, so guys, here's the official definition, right? The Mars, and also it's regulation O, by the way, right? Mars is regulation O.
Yes.
And it's the Mortgage Assistance Relief Services rule, right? And here's the thing, yes, the Mortgage Assistance Relief Services rule, it helps to protect distressed homeowners from foreclosure prevention scams. And it applies to negotiators assisting borrowers with mortgage loan modifications, right? So under Mars, right? Here are a few main things. All right, the company, right? The company that's trying to assist the homeowner regarding like a foreclosure prevention, the company cannot collect any fees, right, without a written agreement from the borrower, right? The company cannot collect any fees unless the borrower has like a written agreement worked out with the servicer, like, right? Or whatever, all right. Also, the negotiator cannot interfere with communication between the borrower and its lender, right? So the company can't tell the borrower to stop communicating to the lender, right? You know, that's against the rule. Also, the company cannot advise the borrower to stop paying their mortgage, you know? All right. So this is because like crazy stuff was happening in the past regarding, you know, these scams, these foreclosure prevention scams. And so Mars protects, you know, distressed homeowners from these foreclosure prevention scams. All right. Now, who knows this answer? What is the penalty for sending an unauthorized fax? Who knows?
500.
$500. All right.
Oh, I want to just say something too, Lance. When we're talking about Mars, one of the ways that makes me think of what regulation letter it is that when I think of scheme or scams, I'm like, oh, that's terrible. So that's made me think of, oh.
I like that. Oh,
Hey.
that's right. That's right.
Wow.
I like that. I like that.
Jackie, that's clever. I like that.
Clever. That is clever. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's very clever. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
very good. Very good. All right. Now, the DNC must be retained for how long? The do not call list must be retained for how long? Pamela?
2 years.
How many? How many?
2.
2 years. Very good. All right. Now,
2 years.
okay, very good. And the DNC must be updated every how many days? Who knows that? Must be updated. How many? Every how many days?
31 days.
Yes, every 31 days.
31
Very good.
days.
Now, a company with which a consumer has an established business relationship, an EBR, may call for up to how many months, even if the person is on the do not call list. If a company has an EBR with the person, for up to how many months can they call?
18.
18 months. But now, what if the company only has okay, what if the company doesn't have an EBR, but like, what if the consumer only like submitted a inquiry or submitted an application? Then how many months do they have?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months. 3 months. Okay. Now here it is. What is a CTR? Who knows that? What is a CTR? A CTR. Who knows? Rob, I see your hand up. Rob?
Yes, that's the currency transaction report
Yes. And where does it go?
to the IRS.
And yeah, it goes to IRS. Now, who is the CTR under? It's two things.
U.S. Patriot Act.
Okay, well, wait. Okay, yeah, so it is under the U.S. Patriots Act, but under the U.S. Patriots Act, who are the two organizations that require the CTR?
That is the bankruptcy transition report and money laundering.
The Bank Secrecy Act, you mean? Yes, the Bank Secrecy Act and the anti-money laundering laws. That's right. Very good, very good. Okay, and then what's the details regarding the CTR, the currency transaction report? You know,
they have to report any transaction.
Any cash transactions, right?
Cash transaction over $10,000 in a day.
Yes, very good.
In a day.
Yes, that's very good. Yes. Excellent. Okay, now, next one. All right, what are the 4 types of legal descriptions for properties? Who knows that? The 4 types of legal descriptions for properties.
I could answer unless someone wants to.
All right, Lawrence, what is it?
You have monument.
That's right.
And then you have government land survey.
That's right.
Is that survey land? Did I say that wrong? And then you have lock and block. And then you have meet and bounds.
That's right. Now, which one is the most accurate?
All right, so this is what I get confused on, but like, is lock and block the most? No, it's meet and bounds.
Meets and bounds.
Hold on.
Meets and bounds.
No, I know. I was gonna say that.
Okay, go ahead.
Guys, like, what's that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I want to do it so I know it myself. You know, I was gonna say meets and bounds are most accurate, and then lock and block is most common. Like, I have a question for you. On the actual exam, when they're asking questions about most accurate, most common, how are they asking that question for something like this? What would they?
Now wait,
I don't want to go too much rabbit hole.
Now here's the thing, guys. We have to be very careful because we can't talk about exam questions, right? Can't talk about exam questions. But yeah, but in
no, you don't.
Okay, but here's the thing. I mean, I know what you mean, but because I want to make sure we don't miscommunicate this, right? But
okay.
If you know the answer, right, Lawrence? If you know the answer, no matter how they ask you the question, the answer is always going to be the answer.
Yeah, very good. Good point.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to know what most accurate and most common means. That's what.
Okay, here it is.
Here it is.
Yeah. So Lawrence, here it is. Most accurate meaning like which measurement is like the most precise. I mean,
okay.
I'm assuming. Maybe somebody needs to double check this, but here's how I see it. Meets and bounds. It's like when they measure the meets and bounds, it's like the most precise measurements. But when it's block and block, it's kind of like approximate. It's not really as precise as the meets and bounds. Am I right? Do other people think of it the same way?
Yes.
The same way?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, that's how I look at those two for most common, most accurate, because it took me a minute to get it. But yeah, exactly how you said it is how I remember it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because meets and bounds, I know in real estate is actually it just simply means point A to point B.
All right. Where your actual property begin and end.
Excellent. All right. Now, what is a deed in lieu of foreclosure? Who knows that? Who can explain that? A deed in lieu of foreclosure.
You could do this, Lawrence. I see your hands up. Your hands is up. Your hands is up.
Is it Lawrence?
Oh, I see Andre's hand. Okay,
Andre's hand. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Lawrence, you want to go? Lawrence, go ahead.
No, that's not me.
Oh.
You know whose hand that is? That's Robert.
Yeah. Hey,
that's my hand?
Curious.
Yeah.
Why does Robert have your name up there?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you exactly. So he the Zoom link, he didn't have the Zoom link, so I sent him the Zoom link, and I didn't know, like, I guess my name is still showing there. I didn't change his name when I sent it to him.
Okay, no worries. Okay. All right, Rob, you want
to? Like, he keeps calling me.
Okay, no worries. So, Rob, you want to explain what a deed in lieu of foreclosure is?
I think Andre got it. I know what it is, but let me see.
Okay, Andre, what's a deed in lieu of foreclosure?
Okay, the deed in lieu of foreclosure is when the borrower voluntarily conveys the title to the lender in exchange of satisfaction of the debt. So basically, they're giving the property to the lender for satisfaction of the debt. Correct.
And why would they do that? Like, what's the benefit to the borrower to go ahead and give the property before the foreclosure, right?
Right. It's not satisfaction, right? It's when you're giving up the property, conveying the property because you don't want to foreclose on. You don't want that on your record.
Right. So basically, so here's what I'm getting at is that the benefit is that if the borrower goes ahead and just signs over the deed to the lender before foreclosure, then that way the borrower can prevent the foreclosure from going on their credit report, right? You know what I'm saying? So they still lose the house, but it's just that they're able to protect their credit in a way, right? So okay, yeah.
And the lender don't have to accept it.
Yeah, a very key point. That was a key point, Rob. So the deed in lieu of foreclosure, right? The lender doesn't have to accept the deal. Like the lender can decide, no, you know what, we're going to go ahead and foreclose, So, yeah.
So basically, so after the pandemic, a lot of people are going to be going into deed in lieu, right? Probably.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I mean, well, you guys got to understand something. It's not like 2008. So like, there's a lot of programs that a lot of people are going to go into. So a lot of things are going to happen. It's not going to go crashing down. It's just going to correct itself. So like, you got to like know that this stuff where you're studying about, it's just for the exam. So always be careful about like talking about the other stuff, because you don't want your brain to think about that other stuff when you're taking the exam, because then your brain will go everywhere in all these rabbit holes, and then you can mess yourself up. And trust me, it happened to me, so I don't want it to happen to nobody, you know.
Good point. So basically, Lawrence is saying real life doesn't always mirror what we learn on the test for the test, you know? Yeah. Okay. Who maintains flood maps?
FEMA.
FEMA, that's right. Now, what is a estoppel letter? An estoppel letter. Who knows it? What's an estoppel letter? You can explain that.
I do.
Okay, who is that?
Maria.
It's Maria.
Maria. Okay, Maria.
So that's when the closing agent sends a letter to the seller, to seller's lender requesting payoff.
Yes, that's
Did I
right.
say it right?
Very good. Yeah, closing agent sends a letter to the seller's lender requesting the payoff amount. Very good. What is warehouse funding? Warehouse funding. When you think warehouse, remember, when you think warehouse, think commercial bank. All right, that's a hint for you. When you think warehouse, think commercial bank. So what's warehouse
The
funding?
whole answer right there.
Okay, wait. Oh, I see the hand of Janisa. Janisa, you're on mute.
Sorry, it's you. Be quiet, baby. You had it correct the first time. It's Janicia. I was just giving a thumbs up because that's how I remember it. Warehouse commercial.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Wow, I got it. Okay, warehouse funding. And by the way, I just want to send a shout out to all the parents that are like having to handle kids and study for the exam. I just think what you guys are doing is amazing, to be able to handle a job and kids and study for this exam. You know, that's awesome. All right, so who knows what is warehouse funding? Like
It's when the lender get a credit, right, from a commercial bank.
A line of credit, right? A line of credit.
To fund the loan.
That's right. Yes. A warehouse funding occurs when a lender obtains funds for closing from a line of credit extended by a commercial bank. Yes, Rob, you're absolutely right. Very good. All right. How long do you have to retain ECOA? Like the ECOA documents? How long do you have to retain it? Diane? Oh, you're
25 months.
25 months. Very good. All right. How long do you have to retain the SAR? The SAR. Who knows it?
3 years.
5 years.
5 years. 5 years. Yes. Okay. How long do you have to retain the closing disclosure?
5 years.
5 years. How long do you have to retain the LOC, like the loan originator compensation? How long do you have to retain that?
Is that 3 years?
3
years. 3 years. How long do you have to retain the LAR?
3 years.
3 years. How long do you have to retain the LE?
3 years.
How long do you have to retain the MAP, the Mortgage Acts and Practices?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. How long do you have to retain the DNC document? The do
2
not call.
years.
2 years. How long do you have to retain TILA?
It depends, but it would be 2 years just for TILA.
Right, 2 years. Very good. Okay, now, here's the thing. If a consumer requests cancellation of their escrow account, the lender must deliver an escrow closing notice no later than how many days before closure of the account? And now, keep in mind, I said if the consumer requests cancellation. It's different if the escrow is canceled based on another reason, and we will talk about that afterwards. But for right now, this question says if the consumer requests cancellation of the escrow account, the lender must deliver an escrow closing notice no later than how many days before the closure of the accounts. All right, Mackenzie?
It's 3 business days.
3 business days before. Right. Now, Mackenzie, what if it's closed? What if it's closed for any other reason? Then 30
days.
Yeah, and then it must be 30 business days before the closure of the account. Okay, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. What are the 2 types of freehold estates? Who knows that?
Me.
Rob.
It's fee simple and life estate.
Very good. What is a 203G loan? Who knows that? 203G loan. Mackenzie?
It's I think about it, the good people with G, so it's like your teachers, police officers.
Yes, very good. Okay, what about the 203K loan? What's the 203K loan? Sushi? Sashi?
It's a rehab.
Yes, rehab loan. What about a 203B loan? What's a 203B loan?
203B, it's for a
Residential.
home mortgage.
No. I mean, well, no, but I mean, but like, what is a 203? Now think about basic. 203B loan. Think basic. So it's what? It's a.
It's not for home mortgage.
I mean, it is. I mean, it could be. But I'm saying, I mean, like home mortgage, that's very broad, right? But I'm talking about a specific. It's a specific type of loan, right? A basic. Who knows it? Who knows it? Pamela?
Sorry.
It's a 30-year fix.
Okay, wait. It's just a fixed rate.
It's a fixed rate, yeah. Oh.
It doesn't matter how long it is. You know, it's just fixed rate loan. A 203B loan is a fixed rate loan. All right, 203B fixed rate loan. Think basic. Now, consumer debts that have less than how many months of payment remaining do not need to be included for the purpose of calculating debt ratios. Who knows that? Pamela?
Less than 10 months.
That's right.
Not,
That's right. Okay.
yeah, 10 payments.
Very good. Commission, overtime bonus, and part-time income must be averaged over how many years? Yeah, I see Janisha, 2 years, 2 years. I see you. All right. If the credit report does not show a required minimum payment amount, the lender should use an amount equal to what percent of the outstanding balance? All right, Diane?
5%.
5%. What percent of ownership do you need to be self-employed?
25.
25%. How many months of PITI payments must be verified for a loan on a owner-occupied property? On an owner-occupied property, how many months? Pamela?
2 months.
Oh, he's breaking up. What was that?
It says 2.
2 months.
2 months. Very good. Now, what about this? How many months of PITI payments must be verified for a loan on a non-occupied, on a non-owner occupied property? Non-owner occupied property. How many months? Rob?
6 months.
6 months. All right. What is the late fee for a conventional loan? Pamela?
4%.
No. Late fee for a conventional loan?
5%.
5%. Very good. All right. What's the late fee for a USDA loan? Late fee for a USDA loan? 4%. Late fee for 4%. What's the late fee for a FHA loan? 4%, right? All right, what's the late fee for a VA loan?
4%.
4%, right? So you see the pattern here? So regarding the late fees, if it's a government-backed loan like VA, FHA, USDA, then it's 4%, right? 4% is the late fee. And by the way, it's only on the P and the I, only on the principal and the interest. Like the late fee is charged only to the principal and the interest, right? Not on like the taxes and the insurance, right? But so if it's government backed, then it's 4%. But if it's a conventional loan, it's 5%. The late fee is 5%. Okay, what is the minimum down payment for a FHA loan? All right, now there's 2 categories to it. All right, 2 categories to it. Now, who wants to try? Pamela, I see your hand up.
3.5%. The credit score higher than 580.
Uh-huh. If it's 580 or more is what you want to say.
Or more, yes.
If your credit score is 580 or more, then the minimum payment on an FHA loan is what?
3.5%.
3.5%, right? But now, if your credit score is between 500 and 579, then your minimum down payment for an FHA loan is
10%.
10%. Very good. Fannie Mae requires only a blank year history to be reviewed for all credit and public information. Sashi?
7 years.
7 years. 7 years. Very good. Now remember, that's different than when I was saying about
Yeah,
like
you
how
explained
many
earlier,
rent,
right?
like how many mortgage like payments and rents must be verified. That's 12 months, right? Of previous mortgage payments and rents. But in terms of all credit and public information, Fannie Mae reviews it for the past 7 years. Okay. Now, when do you give the servicing transfer statements? When do you give the servicing transfer statement? Who knows that?
15,
Rob?
15
Rob?
days. 15 days.
15 days before the transfer, right?
Right.
Okay. And then how many days of a grace period does the borrower have to
They
get
have a 60 grace period.
60 days grace period to get the payment to the right place? That's right. That's right. Very good. Very good. Okay. So we're down to the final questions. We're all right. What is not included in the APR? Who knows that? What is not included in the APR?
I'll go if nobody knows it.
Okay, Rob, what's not included in the APR?
You have a title inspection, appraisal, notary fees, escrow, title insurance, and credit report.
Okay, not including APR. Okay, and then and here's the thing. What's a way for people to know what's included in the APR and what's not included in APR? What's like a strategy? Like, how do you think about the APR? Like what's included and what's not?
I think Jen used 10 acts.
Well, okay, Jen uses
10 act, right?
Jen uses 10 acts to say what's not included in the APR, right? That's good. But remember, Rocky also talks about how another way to think about it is this. If it doesn't relate to the actual mortgage, then it's not included in the APR. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right? So if it's not included in the actual mortgage, if it doesn't relate to the actual mortgage, then it's not included in the APR. Okay. So the things that are included in the APR are the fees that relate to the actual mortgage. Yeah, that's another way of thinking about it. All right. What about this?
Lance, I appreciate it. I have to go.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Okay, sure. Okay. What is included in, ECOA deals primarily with what? What does ECOA primarily deal with?
Credit applications.
Credit application, that's right. If an application for credit is denied based on the appraisal, the borrower has how many days to request a copy?
30 days.
No.
90.
No?
90 days.
90, sorry, my bad.
90 days, okay. So if the application for credit is denied based on the appraisal, the borrower has 90 days to request a copy of their appraisal. And then the lender has how many days to deliver it?
The lender has 30 days.
Yeah, the lender has 30 days to deliver it, yes. Okay, now an applicant can request a statement of reasons within how many days of receiving the original adverse notice? Statement of reasons. Anybody?
Yeah, it's 60 days.
60 days, that's right. All right, now, what is the front end and back end ratio for FHA loan?
31% and
43.
43, right? 31 and 43. Very good. All right, what is this? What is the front end and back end ratio for a VA loan? Trick question, right? Because the VA loan doesn't have a front end ratio, right? It's unlimited in terms of front end ratio, right? But what's the back end for VA?
41.
41, right. All right, what's the front end and back end ratio for a USDA loan?
29, 41.
29, 41.
29.41, right. What is the front end and back end ratio for a conventional loan?
28, 31, 36.
28.36.
36.
Very good. 4 elements of a valid contract. Who knows it? Who knows what the 4 elements of a valid contract? Sashi, I see your name. I see your hand.
It's
No,
about
okay.
the previous one. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. Okay, hey,
I'm
Mackenzie, I
sorry.
see your hand. 4 elements of a valid contract.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, mutual agreement,
Huh?
legal object,
Huh?
hold on, mutual agreement, legal object, competent,
Competent parties.
yep, and then you got consideration.
Consideration, yes. And here's how I think about it, guys. 4 elements of a valid contract. I think about a story. Here's the story. You have competent parties coming together to make a mutual agreement regarding a legal object for consideration, right? Those four elements, right? Very good. What's the penalty for violating ECOA? Okay, Diane.
10,000.
Diane, how much? How much? Diane?
I'm sorry. I don't know how to raise hand. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. No, Jasmine, okay, she says 10,000. Yes, 10,000.
Yeah, that's right.
Penalty for violating ECOA. Yes. Now, what's the minimum and maximum amount of flood insurance needed? Okay, Diane, you're on mute though. You're on mute. You're on mute, Diane. You're on mute, Diane. We can't hear you. Okay.
Why am I on mute button? Okay. The minimum is 100,000, the maximum is 250,000.
Very good, very good. All right, and the very last question for today is this. Flood insurance must be purchased from whom? Who must we purchase flood insurance from? Are you Diane?
The FNIP, the Federal National Insurance Program.
No, almost. NFIP.
NFIP.
For what?
Okay.
What does that stand
Is the
for?
National Flood Insurance Program?
Yes, National Flood Insurance Program. Excellent. Okay. Wonderful, guys. That was excellent. I'll see you guys next week. We're here every Friday morning, okay? But also remember, connect with us also on Rocky's group. Rocky has a class pretty much every weekday night. So probably even tonight, it's Friday night, he'll probably be on. You have to connect to the study group. Contact me, contact Lawrence, and we'll get you connected into the study group on Facebook so that you can get connected to Rocky's group. Also, you want to get Jen's cheat sheet. That's awesome, the acronyms, all right? All right, take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thanks, Lawrence.
You're welcome. You're welcome.